In a quiet corner of Oregon, an old Victorian house sits on a hill, physically removed from the town below by a steep grade and a constant rolling fog. The Whitaker family lives here in a state of absolute silence. They don't shop in town or speak to neighbors, but late at night, the quiet is broken by sounds from within the walls that the locals can't quite explain. Liam is the kind of person who doesn't believe in the unexplainable. He views a mystery as a problem that simply hasn't been looked at closely enough yet. He spends weeks befriending the Whitakers, eventually earning enough trust to secure an invitation to stay the night. He isn't there to visit, he's there to observe. This diagram tracks the choices Liam made to get inside. Each proactive step, the friendship, the investigation, the overnight stay, funnels him towards a single point where his ability to walk away starts to disappear. Liam believes he is the one conducting the experiment. But by forcing his way into the house's inner circle, he has effectively locked the door behind himself. At midnight, the house feels different. When Liam leaves his room to navigate the dark hallway, the familiar layout he memorized during the day seems to have stretched into something else. He finds the entire Whitaker family standing in the hall. They are in a perfectly straight line, completely motionless, their eyes fixed on a single point on the ceiling. Liam tries to get a reaction. He shakes the father's shoulder and calls their names, but they remain as rigid and unresponsive as stone. A sharp tingling sensation begins to crawl up his spine, followed by the sound of whispering that seems to come from the air itself. A shadow moves across the wall and then simply vanishes. In this moment, Liam's primary tools for understanding the world, logic, communication, and observation, have all failed him at once. Liam heads for the exit, but a shadow detaches itself from the darkness and stands directly in front of the door. The handle won't budge. The house is jammed tight from the inside. He retreats to the only place he can, his bedroom. He slams the door and throws the deadbolt, trying to use the wood and metal to recreate the boundary he broke. He sits on the bed, paralyzed, as an unseen hand reaches out from under the frame and slowly drags the blankets off his body. He is wide awake, yet he can no longer move. He begins to rise, floating off the mattress. A girl in a white dress, her face hidden behind a veil of dark hair, climbs onto his chest and begins to squeeze the air out of his lungs. With his last bit of breath, Liam gasps out the name Jesus. The weight on his chest instantly evaporates, and the girl falls away into nothingness. The room goes silent. Liam believes he has finally regained control of the situation. He found the one word the house couldn't answer. By 5 a.m., the house is flooded with the soft light of dawn. The hallway is empty, and the suffocating pressure of the night has lifted, leaving everything looking exactly as it should. He walks downstairs, thinking he is safe. Then a heavy hand drops onto his shoulder. He turns to see the father standing right behind him, staring with eyes that look like empty glass. Liam screams and violently tears himself away. He bursts through the front door and sprints down the hill, his feet hitting the pavement as he runs blindly toward the street. This timeline maps Liam's fleeing path. Every frantic step moves him along a line toward a fixed, unavoidable intersection. He reaches the road, thinking he outran the shadow. At that exact second, a truck hits him. Perfect timing. Liam spent the entire night fighting to survive the terrors inside the house, only to realize that every move he made was simply a way of keeping his appointment with the end.